am going to show you how to do the open house funnel and basically set up the whole entire automation. So whether you're a real estate agent using the CRM or you're a loan officer using the CRM, this works perfectly. And I'm going to explain how it works for both of you. So if you're a real estate agent, obviously you're holding open houses. If you're holding open houses, you want to capture the people's information, but what you also want to do is follow up with them. So that way a lot of times you'll meet people at an open house and then you don't follow up with them. So the system is going to automatically follow up with them for you. It's also going to give you a way to entice them to enter their information into the system. And I'll give you an idea on that as well. If you're a loan officer, okay, you can either sit with other realtors at their open houses, or maybe you sit in a builder's office. I know that some people on the CRM work with builders. So whether you're physically there or you want to offer a value add, you can let them know that you have a way to let the realtor know and let the builder know that you have a way to capture the information from the people coming into the open house, as well as a way to follow up with them and send them all of the information on either the builder floor plans or the listing and stuff like that. So this is how you do it. The first thing we're going to do is create a form. So that way they fill out the form when they come into the open house. So I go to sites and then I go to forms here. I'm going to go add a form and I'm just going to go start from scratch. So now we're going to add the information that we want to capture. And I'm going to name the form. So go up here and name it open house sign in form. Okay. And I'm going to save. Just remember to always save over here. Now, if you want to put a picture of the house up here or a picture of your logo or whatever, all you need to do is scroll down. These are all different things that you can have on the form. So you're going to scroll down to image. You're going to go over here, drop it. So anything that you want to add, you can drop it on the form. And then you would go ahead and choose the file. So I don't have anything that I want to upload, but maybe I wanted to add a picture of the house. This is a property that we want to sell, so that we desperately need to sell. So I'm just going to go here. And if you don't have access to the NLS, just ask the real estate agent to either send you some pictures, or you can go ahead and pull it from Zillow or realtor.com or whatever. So let's just say I wanted to include a picture of the of the house on my form. I would click here, there, and then this is where the image will be. If I want to see what it looks like on a mobile phone as well as the desktop, make sure that you're clicking on both of them here. So I'm going to click save again. So first name, last name, phone, email. These are the things that we want. But maybe we also want to find out if they're currently working with another real estate agent, or maybe we want to find out if they need to get a mortgage. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. You can see the little asterisk next to phone and email. That means it's a required field. That means that they're not going to be able to submit the form unless they fill that in. So if you don't want it to be required, you're going to click on the box and then just uncheck required. So obviously we do want their phone and their email. So we can go ahead there. We probably want to know what their first name is as well. You can leave last name, open, not required. And I'm going to fix the button so it doesn't say button. We want to click submit or whatever you want to put there. And if I wanted to change the color of the button, we can see here right now it's green. Maybe I want to, which I love green because that's money, but maybe I want to make it blue or whatever. Okay. So we can change the color here. So I'm just going to click on save. And these two boxes, this is for the whole thing with the A2P registration and making sure that we're going to be able to text them. You can read through it and maybe delete something that you don't want. or maybe you only want one of them because they kind of say the same thing. So this one says, and this is where you can make changes over here. So by checking the box, I consent to receive transactional messages relating to my account, order or services. Well, we don't do orders or services. So maybe we want to get rid of that. Um, these messages may include appointment reminders. See. So maybe we want to get rid of some of that also. We can just go ahead and delete whatever it is that we don't want to include here. Or maybe we want to get rid of the box altogether. So you can just click there and then save. So we want to make sure though we do have some sort of disclaimer down here. I always take out the message and data rates apply. Message frequency may vary. Okay. So now I've got my form. If I want to find out if they need a mortgage, maybe we do a checkbox. So I can click here, drag and drop. This is how easy it is. Okay. So I'm going to click on the checkbox, and on the right hand side is where I can make the changes. So I can put, do you need a mortgage? A mortgage. Okay. And the options are either yes or no. So I'm going to delete the third one, go to option. Yes. Oops. I don't know why it does this sometimes. Yes. And then option 2 here, I'm going to go delete this. And if you want this to be required, then you can once again click on, I don't know why. Okay. So you can go ahead and click on if you want that required. So let's just say we do want that required. And maybe you want to find out if they're working with a realtor, or maybe you want to move this down, right? So you can move it up and down like that. If you want to find out if they are working with a realtor, you can do the same thing on the checkbox. Are you currently working with a realtor? Yes or no. How soon are you looking to buy? You can add all of that stuff onto the form. What you would do is just add a custom field here if it's not something that we already have. And then we're going to go ahead here and save. So now we have our open house sign in form. As you can see, it's really easy. It just takes a little bit to get used to. But now we have the form. When they come to the open house, this is what they're going to see once they scan the QR code. But what we want to do is get that form on a funnel. Okay. So now we're going to go over to funnels. And I know it might seem like a lot, but it's actually a very easy process once you get used to it. So I'm going to I put it in the lead generation landing pages. Um, Everybody will have a copy of this open house copy in your system. So all you have to do is make changes. So it's going to be open house copy. It will be under sites and funnels. I'm just cloning the one that Keaton had. So I'm going to click on edit. And then you can customize this funnel to be whatever you want. If you're working with a builder and you want to have all of the builder's floor plans and stuff like that on the funnel, this is what they're going to see is the funnel and then the form. So if I want to change my logo here, I'm going to click here on the funnel. I'm going to go to image options. And then whatever is uploaded in my account, I can choose from here, or I can upload there. Okay. So, and I'm having mouse issues today. But here's my logo. So I'm going to click here. Now, maybe I want to change the size. I can go down to height and make changes to the size there, and just make sure you're always clicking save. If I want to change now the address, okay, 1668 White Plains Terrace, North Fort Myers, Florida, 339. I don't remember. I think it's 17. If I want to change the background color, I can click here. Maybe I want it to be like my branded colors or whatever and change it that way. Okay. If I wanted to add different pictures, I'm just going to click in here, go over here, And then I can add the different pictures that either I have from MLS or that the real estate agent sent me on, just by, oh, my boss is driving me nuts today. Just by adding it from here. Okay. So just to kind of give you an idea, let's just say it was already uploaded. Then that's how you change the picture. Now, the other thing we need to do is add the form. So I'm going to click here and it looks like then you can do like your about you, add more pictures on the property. Um, Over here, if I click the little plus sign, these are all of the different things that I can add anywhere on the funnel. So if I wanted to add a bullet list, a form, another, paragraph. So I'm going to click on form and I'm going to drop it here and I'm going to select that open house sign in form that we just did. Okay. So here's now the open house sign in form on a funnel with the information on the property. So I'm going to click on save. Don't worry about hitting publish unless you're going to attach it to a domain. Okay. So if you're going to attach this to a domain, you would click on publish and then you can choose the domain. Some people like to buy property domains or have a single property website. So maybe I wanted to buy the domain 1668whiteplains.com and I bought a new domain for every single listing. Or maybe you want to do a value add to the realtors and you say, hey, I will create a single property website for you for your listings, right? So you can then attach it to the domain, but we're not going to do that. What we're going to do though is attach it to a QR code. So I'm going to click here so that I can preview it and see what it looks like. And then I'm going to just copy this up here. So Control C. I'm going to go back to the CRM and I'm going to add this to a QR code. Okay. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go to QR codes. I'm going to create a new one. And let me just show you, maybe you want to create a folder for all of your open house, QR codes and funnels that you're doing. So create a folder, open house. And now I'm going to generate or create a QR code. And this one's going to be called 1668 White Plain. I'm going to attach it to the website. I'm going to click here and click next. And then here I'm going to input the URL of that funnel that we just created. And now I can pick a different color if I want for this. So maybe I want it to be blue or green or whatever. So I can pick a different color and then all I'm going to do is download here this QR code as a picture. You can also download it as a PDF, but I would download it as a picture. And then the options that you have are you can either put it on your iPad. So when people come in, they're going to scan the QR code, which you can scan it right now. This should take you directly to that funnel. Or that you can put this on a piece of paper. And then maybe what you want to do is say, hey, everyone, when they come into the open house, we're raffling off a $25 gift card or a $20 gift card to Starbucks, sign in. And at the end of the weekend, we're going to pick one lucky winner, whatever. Okay. So this is another way that you guys can get people to sign in. If you're working with a builder, then you can go ahead and just have this when people walk in, maybe on a nice piece of paper. You can also drop this off in listings. So if you have real estate agents that you work with and you want to value add for them, you can create these landing pages with automations. And I'm going to show you the automation in a second because that's really the best part of this entire thing. But you can create these landing pages for the real estate agents and then leave this in the house with the listing information. You can go to Office Depot, buy the nice clear plastic stand-up things, and then have information on the property with the QR code. And then what you're also going to do is when they scan this QR code and they enter their information into the funnel, you're going to automatically get the lead information into the CRM, and then email them all of the information on the listing and then follow up with them as well. So now I'm going to show you how to do that. So we created the form, we created the funnel, we created the QR code. It's only 20 minutes in, and I'm talking a lot. So it's really not that hard to do once you figure out how to do it. But if you don't want to do it, you can hire one of my VAs or you can hire your own VA to do this for you. So the first thing before you do an automation that you need is you need a pipeline for people to go into. Okay. So you're going to go to pipelines, you're going to go to opportunities and pipelines, and then maybe this new pipeline is going to be your open house pipeline. Okay. Open house pipeline. And you can create a new stage for you just have an open house pipeline for the unlimited amount of properties that you want to do. So maybe this one is 1668 White Plains. Maybe the next one is 123 Main Street. You know, maybe the next one is 657970 Bartow. So these could be all different listings that are either yours or that are other real estate agents that you're creating this for. Okay. So now we got our pipeline. You saw how easy that was. Now we're going to do the automation. So I'm going to go to the automation section and I'm going to go create workflow. And actually what we probably want to create is another folder, right? So we keep all of our open house together. So we'll create the open house folder and then we're going to create a workflow and we're going to do it from scratch. Now, if you guys want to play around with workflows and kind of see how different things work, you can select a recipe. There's a lot of different things that are already done for you that you just have to like tweak with your information. But in this one, it's just going to be a simple automation. I'm going to start from scratch. This is going to be the open house workflow. Open house workflow. Okay. So the trigger is that when somebody fills out that form, so I am going to put form here for the trigger. So when someone fills out the form that we just created, what's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is we're going to put them into the CRM. We're going to send them an email with the information on the listing. We're going to send them a text message. And then we'll also, if we're the loan officer, and we're not the realtor on this deal, we can send the realtor all of the information for the people that signed into the open house. Okay. So the form, the trigger is the form. So when they submit the form, we got to select what form. So it's going to be the open house sign-in form. That is what is triggering this event. So what do we want to happen? Well, we want to create a new opportunity, right? So we want to put a new opportunity in the open house funnel, open house pipeline. And then we're going to pick the property address that we want it to go into. So White Plains. The opportunity name is I always do the contact's full name. And then the opportunity source can be open house. Now, if you like want to do a value, the value could be the list price of the house. So we can put 310,000 and then open and save. Okay. You'll notice this is in draft mode right now. So once we're done, we can go ahead and hit publish. But now when they fill out the form, now that person enters into our pipeline as an opportunity. What we want to do, because we want to value add to them and to the realtors, is we want to send them an email with information on the property. So the from name is obviously you. So I'll just put my name here. The from email, whatever your email is. And then the subject line, I always like to use these merge fields. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to go to contact first name. Here is all the info on 1668 White Plains Terrace. Okay. And then I'll just type up my email. So once again, it's contact, first name, great meeting you at the open house. A- Attached is information on the listing at 1668 White Plains Terrace. Maybe you even include the seller disclosure. I've also included the seller disclosure for you to check out. Talk soon, Danielle. Okay. So now what I can do here, see how I can add an attachment. So if I'm in MLS and I want to like print the client detail sheet or whatever, I'm just going to go print here. And maybe it's just the customer report, whatever I want to do. I'm going to print to PDF. I'm trying to hurry because I have another meeting in 5 minutes. But I'm telling you, once you do it, it will literally take you 15 minutes if you do this a couple of times. So I'm going to save it, save as PDF, White Plains, put it in my downloads. Okay. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to attach. You can attach whatever you want. You can attach the seller disclosure. You can attach pictures. You can attach whatever, a home inspection report, whatever you want. Okay. So now we have somebody that came into the open house. They filled, or the builder office. They filled out a form. It created the opportunity. It sent them an email. Now maybe we want to send them a text message also that just says, "Hey, contact first name. Great meeting you at the open house. I just emailed you all the info on 1668 White Plains Terrace. Let me know if you have questions or want to make an offer. By the way, check spam if you don't see it, Danielle." Okay. So now we're going to send them a text message. Now, if you are not the real estate agent on it and you're doing this for a real estate agent, the next thing you want to do is you want to send a notification, or maybe you want to add a note or whatever, but you want to send a notification. You can even leave a voicemail drop if you wanted to. But what you're going to do is you're going to send a notification to the real estate agent with the information. Okay. So let me go down here. So send internal notification. It's going to be, let's just say, an email, and you can also do a text. It's going to come from me. And then when I select the user type, it's going to be a custom email. If I did SMS, it would be a custom text. Okay. So I'm going to do custom email. And let's just say this support at Done by One was the actual person, the other real estate agent. And then I could say, "Hey, here is a new lead for 1668 White Plains Terrace." And now how you're going to send the new lead information is like this. So you'll say, "Hi, let's just say John. Here is the new lead information on 1668 White Plains Terrace." Okay. It is going to be the contact, because that's coming from the form. Remember their full name, the contact email, and the contact phone. And you can do the same exact thing with text message. So if I wanted to send an internal notification to John the realtor, I'm just going to do send internal notification. It's going to be an SMS. It's going to be a custom number. And then you would type the custom number in there and you can say, "Hey, John, here is the new lead information. or the open house at 1668 White Plains Terrace. And then it's going to be once again, contact, full name, contact, email, contact, phone. Okay. Also, if you did a custom field, whether they're working with a realtor or not, then you would go into the custom values and you would pick whatever custom value it was. Do you need a mortgage? Are you working with a realtor? Whatever it was. Okay. Now if I just wanted to like separate this, make it look a little bit better, but this is how you're doing value add to the realtors and to the builders. If you're a loan officer, if you're a realtor, this is how you are capturing people's info. And then what you also want to do is follow up with them the next day. So maybe I'm going to go ahead and send them another email, but first I need to wait a day. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to pick wait 1 day. And after 1 day, I'm going to go ahead and send them another email or a voicemail drop or whatever. Okay. So this is how you set up this whole thing. And maybe you want to send them another text and email and then wait another day and send them another text and email or add them to a list or whatever. So if you click here, you can see all of the different things. You can add a task for yourself to follow up with them or add a task for somebody else on your team to follow up with them. This is when you assign it to them. This would be the due date, and the task could be follow up with new lead from 1668 White Plains Terrace open house. And then you put the contact's first name, because that's the person that they're following up with, their phone and their email right in here. And this is how you task your staff to follow up with people from the open house, or you get the point, right? So you can follow up with them or follow up with anybody after any event. These are how awesome these automations work. I'm just going to cancel this because I didn't fill everything in correctly. If I wanted to publish, I would click on publish and click on save. So what I like doing is the stop on response, because what that is that they email me back and say, hey, just letting you know, I am interested in that house, or I'm not interested, or whatever. Your automation will not continue. It will stop. Okay. And you can also use Workflow AI over here to help you build these out. But this is how you do the open house automation. So you're going to create the form, put it on a funnel, create the QR code, and then put that on some sort of paper or iPad when they come into the house. They input the information into the form. That form is going to trigger this entire automation, which is going to put them into the opportunity pipeline, as well as follow up with them. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. But I did this so you can either hire a virtual assistant to do it for you, or walk through those steps. And within 30 minutes, all you'll have to do is every time you do a new open house, just clone the funnel or edit the funnel. And if you guys need strategy around this, let me know. I will be happy to help. That's it for how to do the open house funnel and customization. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.